You're looking beautiful today.
I know.
What are you talking about? You're talking about You're talking about a game.
Yeah.
Gamer Camille.
Yeah. That's my gamer tag.
So you said I played it, right?
This game? I have no idea.
Really?
I don't know. I don't know what you've played.
But you can look at my backlogged account.
Oh, man. Well, I don't know. This is one of those games that people don't really, give a lot of good stuff.
What? Yo.
Okay, listen. People don't treat it seriously. People wouldn't look at this game and say, "Oh, it's a work of art."
It's Kirby's Epic Yarn.
Okay, that's art. Everybody looks at that and they think it's art. That's a good game.
Point. It's got like a yarn art style.
Yeah, it's so good.
Why are you getting mad at me?
Because you've never played Kirby's Epic Yarn and you're stupid for that. I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh.
You're like, you're beautiful. And I'm like, you're stupid and dumb.
Yo, oh my gosh. Is it Stardew Valley?
No.
Is it?
Everybody thinks Stardew Valley is serious. Are you kidding?
Can you tell me the system that it's for?
Phone.
Is it Candy Crush?
Yeah!
Really? Yo!
It's Candy Crush.
Holy frick, you're talking about Candy Crush?
I am.
Of course I've played Candy Crush. Everybody's talked about Candy Crush.
Really? I've never played
everybody's played Candy Crush.
I hadn't ever played it before I started prepping for this.
I used to play a game called Juice Cubes. And it was a Candy Crush ripoff where there were all these little cubes with eyeballs. And it was really fun.
Why didn't you just play Candy Crush? Why'd you have to play Juice Cube?
Because it was cute. I like the music and the tropical vibe.
Okay.
I had to pop my back. But you look like you're crying right now.
I am crying because it's so funny that you played Juice Cubes.
Yeah.
I cry easily.
Yeah.
What are you playing? Wait, what are you?
Juice Cubes. I'm playing Juice Cubes.
Oh, I used to play this mobile game called Temple Run.
I love Temple Run. Everybody played Temple Run.
No, listen, it was banned from my house. Like, my mom told us we could not play it anymore because my older sister,
so
Mackenzie, shout out to Mackenzie, she got addicted to Temple Run, and then my mom banned it.
See, the funny thing about that is, like, my parents never banned games.
Really?
When I started playing Plants vs. Zombies, everybody in my house was playing Plants vs. Zombies. Like, my dad would play it, and like everybody was playing Plants vs. Zombies.
That means you weren't playing it hard enough. Like,
we would always argue about, like, you got to have, like, one line of sunflowers and then a line of pea shooters. And I always do it the best way, which is a line of pea shooters in the back and then a line of sunflowers. So you get an extra line of defense. It's another die. I love Plants vs. Zombies. I think it's in my top 25.
Is that what you're talking about?
I'm not talking about
Can you get to the point then? I'm so sorry.
I'm talking about a song. I'm talking about some music.
Oh my gosh. It's Gangnam Style.
No. What?
Why?
It's not Gangnam Style. It's Gangnam Style.
Oh.
Sorry.
You're disgusting.
Sorry.
Is it Taylor Swift?
It's not Taylor Swift.
I don't want to hear it then.
What?
Okay, what is it? Tell me.
I'm not telling you.
Okay, give me like a hint.
We both really like it. It's a song that we...
Taylor Swift.
It's not Taylor Swift.
Oh.
Even though we both like Taylor Swift.
Out Like a Light.
No.
Oh.
It's got kind of the same vibes as Out Like a Light.
Hotel California.
No.
I've been thinking about that song lately.
Because it played... What were we watching yesterday that it played in?
No, we went axe throwing.
Oh, we went axe throwing.
And it played, and it really... It made me throw those axes.
You know who's good at axe throwing? Camille.
We played like 6 games and I won 5.
You didn't have to say that.
Sorry.
Welcome to Gallery. Episode 3.
Episode 3. Tell me what you're talking about. You already know what I'm talking about.
A song. You should go first.
No, I want to know what you're talking about.
No, we don't.
I'm curious.
We don't reveal it.
I'm curious.
Then you'll have to wait.
Then give me a hint so I can guess.
It's a song that came out very recently. It's pretty laid back.
It's Olivia Rodrigo's new song, Vampire.
Oh,
sucker. No, stop it. Okay, give me another hint.
It's a piano song with vocals.
Oh, I was gonna say a song from La La Land. Those wreck me. Yeah, dude, stop.
That's
Don't cry.
That's a
Stop.
good movie. Who doesn't love La La Land?
All
Come
right,
on.
you know what? Shut up. I'm just gonna go.
Okay.
'Kay.
Candy Crush me. Wow, Candy Crush. Holy frick.
Candy Crush. Okay, listen. Listen.
You know who owns Candy Crush now?
Who?
Xbox.
I know.
Isn't that crazy?
know.
Did you read that?
Yeah, I did.
Nice.
I know everything about Candy Crush now.
Speaking of Xbox, Starfield. Starfield is good.
Maybe you should choose that as your topic next time so you could talk about it. But we're not talking
You're
about
like,
it right now.
you're like, maybe you should shut up and let me speak. I am so sorry, dear. Regale me, please.
Thank you. Oh my gosh.
You're mean today. Talk about Candy Crush. Go.
Okay. So, picture this. It's 2014. Every middle-aged woman around the age of 30 is severely
Aged woman. 30.
is severely addicted to playing Candy Crush.
In 2014? Did it come out in 2014?
It came out in 2012,
Yeah, that's what I thought.
but it hit its peak like 2015, 2014. And
Interesting.
I don't know why that is. Don't ask me. And ask me, why is it so popular?
Hey, Camille. Why is Candy Crush so popular?
Let me tell you. First, I want to talk about the game design. If you don't know what Candy Crush is,
If you live somewhere other than planet Earth,
okay, no, listen. This is kind of a sidebar, but I looked up like the demographics. The target audience for Candy Crush is women aged 25 to 45.
that sounds about right.
That's what they're going for. But the demographics that play the game, literally every demographic, every age, and it is played in every single continent.
Yeah, man, Candy Crush is big.
People on the South Pole are playing Candy Crush.
I was gonna say that's where Santa lives, but that's not where Santa lives.
That's where the penguins live.
Yeah, it's true.
And they're busy playing Candy Crush.
Dude, the penguins are playing Candy Crush?
They are. I don't know who else is on the South Pole.
Dang, dude.
I know.
Cool. That's really cool, though.
I know.
Dang, where'd you find that?
The man said it himself. King. Our king.
Mr. Candy Crush?
Mr. Candy Crush. So the developer's name is King.
Oh, that's right.
And
Yeah.
and so he put out this game in 2012. And it is super popular.
Yeah.
There's lots and lots of reasons why. Because he developed this game to kind of make it addictive. And he pushed it towards a certain demographic that hadn't ever had games pushed at them. Like if you think of like a
That's true.
35-year-old mom,
That's
she does
true.
not have time to sit in front of an Xbox and like play Starfield.
Yeah. Well, that makes me think of the Wii, because the Wii was marketed towards that demographic, but the Wii's fad kind of ran out.
Yeah.
And I think Candy Crush was kind of the perfect. Mobile games in general just exploded with casual gamers. That's kind of why the Wii ran out, because, well, kind of, but keep going. I love that. Sorry, I had to add. I don't want to interrupt you.
No, that's okay. So, like you said, just like the Wii, they were marketing to this people that haven't really had games like marketed at them before.
Yeah, facts.
And it was marketed in a way that it really appealed to them. It's free. Its motto.
Yeah.
Its motto is literally, let me find my notes.
That's a weird motto.
Their motto is escape the stress of today. Which it's like
Man,
a stress,
oh.
like relieving app.
I could see a mom scrolling through Facebook, seeing an ad for Candy Crush with that slogan and being
Yeah.
like, I'm stressed. What's this? And
Yeah.
they go in there and they see all the cute little candy games.
Uh-huh.
The
And
candies.
so it's like Candyland, a game that so much of us like grew up with, especially that generation.
Got that vibe.
And it's really cute, and it's like candy is something that everybody likes.
Yeah.
It's got really fun colors. It's got a really simple user interface.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have any glitches, which
Yeah.
is like a lot of mobile games glitch out. They give you a lot of ads. It's like it's like a really awful experience to play a mobile game sometimes, but Candy Crush doesn't do that for people.
Yeah.
But the thing that made it so popular was because you could do this thing where if you ran out of hearts, I don't think I explained what Candy Crush is. Candy Crush is like you need to match 3 candies in a row and get them to disappear off of your board.
Yeah.
And
It's very simple.
it's extremely
It's
simple.
easy.
Mm-hmm. But it gets harder as you go up because there's different tasks that you have to do. Like maybe you have to get rid of all of the blue candies, or you have to make
Oh.
a certain kind of candy that explodes. Or whatever.
Oh,
Like, it gets, like, pretty intense.
yeah.
And so, what was I saying? I forgot all of it.
You were what?
Huh?
Huh? Anyway, my
Well,
topic is,
we both ended it.
dude,
Well,
you were talking about the gameplay.
was I?
Yeah, you were talking about how you have to make like certain candies. There are objectives. It gets harder.
Oh, yeah. Hey.
Hey.
And so the one thing that made it super cool was that there's limited lives here. They have like 5 lives. And if you lose a life, if you don't do that certain task within the amount of moves that you have.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's like there's like a move limit.
And so
Mhm.
you can stop playing. Like if you like don't do very well, or if you run out of luck, you run out of lives.
Okay.
And the brilliant thing about this is that he made it so you can either purchase lives. You can, I mean, it's one of
That's
those
how you go.
free games that makes money. Yeah.
Microtransactions.
Or you can send an invitation or a request to a friend through Facebook.
There you go. That's why it's so popular.
Because everybody's mom was on Facebook at the time, and they were all like, well, I don't need to pay anything, but I mean, I do enjoy playing my Candy Crush. And so if I just send this to my buddy, he'll send me a free life.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get other people playing it. And Facebook at the time had like 1 billion users or something. And so
Yeah.
it's the perfect market.
Wow.
I know.
Gee, what a perfect storm.
I know.
That makes me think of, I was watching a video from a YouTuber that I really like where he had his wife like play Minecraft for the first time. And something that he talked about was how when he started playing Minecraft and when I started playing Minecraft, like the game itself didn't tell you how to craft anything. It didn't tell you how anything worked because it wasn't, Minecraft back then wasn't trying to be a big game like it is now. It was just an indie game that like one guy made and a few people started working on. So there weren't any like in-game tutorials for a while. And so the way that Minecraft's lack of like help in its gameplay made it so popular.
Cool.
Because it was so bare bones, it was so popular because how do you find out about it? How do you find out what to do?
Ask your friends.
You ask your friend. You go online. You watch YouTube videos of Minecraft. And that's how you learn. Like nowadays, there's tons of aids in the game that help you learn how to do stuff. But me and a lot of people who grew up with the original Minecraft.
Not me.
Yeah, not you. A lot of people who grew up with the original Minecraft were watched YouTube videos to learn how things work. They went to the Minecraft wiki, and
Cool.
that made me think of Candy Crush, and why it's popular is because it was shared so much.
Mm-hmm.
And with Minecraft, it's like, I don't know how to play the game. I need to share it, or I need to go look at something, or I need to have someone share with them. But with Candy Crush, it sounds like it's like I can get further in the game if I share it with a friend. And when you put it like that, that's really interesting. It's something I think a mobile game could only do.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I feel like that's kind of like Elden Ring, where like you can read the messages that people leave
Oh, yeah.
and like get further, but it's not the same.
It's the social experience.
Isn't
the
that
game.
interesting? Yeah.
I didn't play Minecraft as a kid. I was too busy getting chicks and good grades.
Great.
Thanks.
Happy for you.
Anyway, you're totally right. It's
Yeah.
like the social experience of Candy Crush. And, you know, moms, it's hard to get social. Like, truly, it is hard to leave your home when you have 80 billion kids running around.
Yeah.
You can't get that experience. But if you're hanging out, playing Candy Crush with the girls,
Yeah.
it's amazing.
I love that. And oh man, so I got to put my little gamer opinion in here. I think puzzle games are so cool because puzzle games is just the art of being addictive and capturing a demographic.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the same reasons why you're talking about Candy Crush being successful is it sounds like Tetris back in the 80s. It really does, because Tetris was like, they put Tetris on the Game Boy and because they wanted the Game Boy to be enjoyed by kids, but they also wanted the Game Boy to appeal to adults. Like you could whip out Tetris on the commute to work.
Cute.
And it's not like Mario. It's a puzzle game that you would play like on your phone or like,
Yeah.
you know, which is really cool. And I would argue, same thing today with puzzle games like Candy Crush and Juice Cube.
And you know how much easier and more like kosher it is to bring your phone with Candy Crush to school
Yeah.
and like play with like there.
Yeah.
But if you brought your DS to school as a kid, you're a freak now.
Hold on.
Did you do that?
I gotta disagree with that.
Did you do that?
If you brought your DS to school, you were the man.
I never did that. And I was addicted to my DS because I was
Interesting.
getting good grades and chicks.
Yeah, I was getting friends and gamer points.
And you were playing Picto Chat.
I was not playing. I did play
and
Picto.
coloring the screen all black, you know?
I love it.
Okay, so part of the game design, what made it so interesting is that you can't lose in Candy Crush. There is, even when your board has no like possible moves, it will reshuffle it for you. And if you can't find a move, if you're taking too long, it'll highlight like a legal move that you can do.
Nice.
Which is so easy to like for a person
A guide, yeah.
like played games before to enter in, and it's so easy to do.
I really like that you talked about this, and I really like that you're highlighting this game, because I'm not a mobile gamer at all. I don't play any games on my phone, but
I do. I love mobile games. Why did I say it like that?
oh my gosh.
I had a little something in my throat and I was drinking water and then it came out
Dude.
so aggressive.
I think that when you hear video game, you think like Call of, like this is a mindset that's dying today, which I'm grateful for. But like, do you think like Call of Duty, like hitting people with bullets? Because I don't want to say, but like Fortnite and like, but like video games are so
hitting people with bullets.
You're like throwing bullets at them. But games are so versatile and so friendly to everybody. I can't stress this enough. For every like Elden Ring and like Street Fighter and CS:GO, these super competitive games, there's a Minecraft and a Wii Sports and a Candy Crush. I mean, games are for everybody. And I think that Candy Crush really captures that quite well.
That's exactly what I was going to say, and that's a whole conversation I wanted to bring up.
Perfect.
Because there's a lot of people in, like, looking at this community and a part of this community that say, Candy Crush is the worst. It's so addictive. It's ruining families. And there's other people who are like, I love this game. It's fun.
Yeah. You know what else is addictive? Everything.
That's my point. Exactly.
You can get addicted to movies and books. Games are not inherently addictive.
Thank you. And so
I'm so sorry. I feel like I'm saying like all your good points.
yeah, you really are.
I'm
Knock it
so
off.
sorry. I think what you have to say is so good.
I know.
And I don't mean to steamroll you.
Thank you.
Or
I love you so much.
I love you.
Stop.
Okay. Sad.
But I brought a couple quotes and a couple studies to back this up.
Oh man.
Because it looks like us as people who like to game are like, gaming is the best. And I can just see all of those like business majors out there that are like, how dare you waste your time talk like that. So, but in relation to Candy Crush, Women's Health states that your dopamine levels are raised when you win a level of a game because when you were playing the game, the bright colors activate your brain's reward systems. You crave the success and then you hunger to beat more levels. And then they said Candy Crush is also beneficial in increasing cognitive behavior, including memorization.
Wow.
30 daily minutes of mobile gaming can exercise the brain regions responsible for problem solving, memory, and spatial recognition. Another article concluded that active video games that were played for just 12 hours increased the reading levels of players that had dyslexia in the same time as 1 year of reading development classes.
Wow.
Video games have also been known to improve the attention spans of participants, which could then increase their attention span during classes, church, and many other activities.
I love that.
Right?
I want to say that like not like there are games that are just like addictive, and there are games that are bad for you, but just because it is a game doesn't automatically mean it's bad for you. Like as a huge blanket statement. And man, I love that. Like there's good in games like Candy Crush.
Yeah.
And there's good in games like Elden Ring and
and that's kind of the point I want to be very clear about. I'm not bringing up Candy Crush to say like when people say, oh, you guys play too many video games, it's bad. And then I say, well, you're playing Candy Crush every day and it's addictive and everybody's stupid.
Yeah.
That's not what I'm going for. What I'm going for is that the video games that like gamers play or whatever, they're awesome. Like,
Yeah.
they're so cool. And Candy Crush is awesome and so cool.
Yeah.
Like they're both such viable forms of like expression and entertainment and like getting that dopamine that you sometimes need on your drive to work.
Yeah.
Not your drive.
Do not play.
We do not endorse.
Do not play
playing
Candy Crush and
while you
drive. I'm really glad that you said that. Mobile gaming has a stigma. It's not a lot of like my type of gamers thing, but like it totally has a place.
Mm-hmm.
And I might have to re-download Juice Cubes after this one.
No, that is not
What?
the point.
Huh?
Listen, I downloaded Candy Crush, and this morning we were like researching our topics, and
Did you play a little bit of it?
yeah, well, that's what was taking me so long because I got stuck on level 7. And you were like, "Are you done yet?" And I was like, "No, I'm like frantically trying to like."
It's like, like it like makes little sound effects.
Yeah, well, I don't know what it sounds like because I did it all on silent so you wouldn't hear. And I heard that the soundtrack was like really good.
It is really good.
Well, I guess I'll have to play more Candy Crush.
Yeah.
But let me end with some numbers because I thought they were super interesting.
More numbers.
Okay, so obviously the game is free. You make purchases. And so 2014 and 2015 were its peak. And listen, my numbers are kind of all over the place because I've read articles from like 2015 that are like, this game's making so much money. And I'm pretty sure all of it was like exaggerated.
Yeah, man.
So my numbers are all over the place. If you could find better numbers, tell me.
$7 billion.
Yeah. Well, listen,
Probably did.
they said it was making reportedly $1 million a day and $25K an hour. And
That's crazy.
in 2018 alone, the Candy Crush series made over $1.5 billion in revenue. Compare this to Pokemon Go, which brought in $800 million, or Fortnite's $455 million on iOS.
Man, when it's bigger than Fortnite, you know it's crazy.
And listen, 70% of users on the very last level haven't paid anything, but it still today earns a revenue of $405,000 to $850,000.
Love it.
And then there's more than 132 to 273 million monthly users.
Wow.
It has been downloaded 2.7 billion times.
Wow.
And in Hong Kong, 1 out of 7 people play it daily.
Good job, Hong Kong. We love that you
You're
love
dedicated.
Candy Crush.
Yeah. So, very, very popular game. Very good game. A game that has a lot of benefits when it's played in moderation.
Yeah.
You can't.
Totally.
I'm not saying you can't get addicted to Candy Crush because
Yeah. You
you
definitely
definitely can. You can get addicted to anything.
You can get addicted to anything.
Don't play it while you drive.
Don't play it while you drive.
Don't play it while you're at your son's graduation.
Play Juice Cubes instead.
I feel like I've been in a graduation where wait a second.
Hey, hold on. You say don't play it during your son's graduation, but during your brother's graduation, we both played Tears of the Kingdom. It was so boring.
All
They
right.
called his name, and then we were like, woo! And then we were like, what do we do now?
We condone playing Candy Crush during your son's graduation because they're boring.
But not during your son's like graduation. Like when
Yeah,
he's
we
up on the
go like,
stage, when he's getting his
woo!
diploma, you put it down, you go,
Yay!
And then you go back- you
Go
go-
back and beep, boop. And then it goes. You get the brown candy that's like zaps all of the other colors.
Is that the one with all like the sprinkles in it?
Yeah, and it's like, and like the first time I played that, I was like, oh, this is insane.
Camille play Elden Ring. Camille play Candy Crush. Love it.
And it's. I'm not going to go into this. It's a long conversation to talk to any girly about their mobile phone game.
Their Sims expansion pack. Sorry.
You just called out so many people. I'm talking about mobile games because many girls just have their mobile game. Mine is the game where you connect the dots.
Oh, you love Free Flow.
I love Free Flow.
Yeah.
I'll play it all the time. Play it at work.
Nice.
I'll play it while I'm driving. I'm just kidding.
I like to play a game on my phone called Open Instagram and then scroll for like 10 minutes and then close Instagram and then open Instagram again and be like,
do
I just
that.
had this open and
I
then
do that.
close it.
And then I'll open Facebook for the one notification and then I'll immediately close that because I don't want to be on Facebook.
Yeah.
I guess I don't play enough Candy Crush.
Hmm.
Someone friended me on Candy Crush and get me to be on Facebook more.
If you can get past level 7.
I'm on level like 9 now.
Dang, she got past it.
Thank you. All right, you go.
That was beautifully said, Camille.
I know.
And I think what I got from it is that gaming is for everybody.
Yeah.
And that games can be healthy and that games can be simple.
Mm-hmm.
And the point of games is to be fun.
And not to put down other people's game preferences.
Yeah. Unless you play Overwatch. Sorry.
You missed the whole point.
Sorry. Juice cubes. Okay.
No. All right,
wait.
you go.
I am talking about a song that you and I really like.
Fortnite
Battle Pass. No.
I like that.
The singer of it used to be a YouTuber and quite a
Joji.
popular one. I'm talking about Glimpse of Us by Joji. Yeah.
Glimpse of Us.
Okay, I'm talking about it. So
I don't even think that was the right melody.
So I think Glimpse of Us is just a beautiful, beautiful song, both melodically and lyrically. So I want to talk a little bit about Joji because there are some people who are new to Joji that don't know that he was a YouTuber called Filthy Frank.
He probably doesn't want you to tell people. He probably wants to
Yeah.
forget this past.
He is Norman Osborn. Filthy Frank is his Green Goblin mask, taunting him. But so yeah, he was born in Osaka, Japan. I think his dad is Australian and his mom was Japanese, but that might be flipped.
Cool.
Can't remember. So yeah, he was originally a YouTuber called Filthy Frank who had like dark, crazy humor. He would wear little sunglasses, a brown pilot's hat, and a blue dress shirt. And he would talk like this. And he would make fun of people.
And now he's got the album art where it's the dark room and the red light. It's so.
He also played a character called Pink Guy, which was just him in a pink morph suit who would run around and terrorize people.
Okay.
And it was really fun and crazy. But he started his YouTube channel so music's always been his passion.
Uh-huh.
He started his YouTube channel so he could do music. He said that in an interview.
Go off.
And he did the Filthy Frank stuff and it was all goofy. And he started making songs as Pink Guy, like comedic songs.
Mm-hmm.
And that kind of, eventually in 2017, he kind of left that behind. He stopped the channel. He changed his whole brand and he introduced his name, Joji, which by the way, his real name is George Miller. So Joji.
That's cute.
It is cute. So he said about YouTube bumping up his music. He says, for a long time, I was just doing kind of this goofy stuff. He never meant for it to take off, but he did. And, because it was taking off. Yeah, good. Because it took off, it kind of jump-started his music career. But he said, Pink Guy is a character. He says, Joji is me.
Cool.
And I like that. So Joji classifies his work as dark love songs. And I don't think he means dark evil.
Yeah.
Like dark kind of somber and
moody.
Moody.
Yeah.
And
all of Joji's songs I found one November when it was really cold and rainy. And I put it on my Spotify playlist called November Bus Rides. And I literally would be like main character moment, looking out the rainy window, listening to Joji.
Yeah. I like that you said that because they're just so vibey and just atmospheric and they've got a simple production, but they are beautiful.
Yeah.
So Glimpse of Us is, I think I don't want to explain the song. I'm just going to go through the lyrics and kind of let it speak for itself. And then I'm going to talk about some parts I like and then just various other things that I think are cool about the song and related to the song.
Can I just say I love to see this from you.
Why?
Because notoriously you're a music guy and I'm a lyric girl.
Yeah, I'm definitely more instrumental.
I'll play the most heart-wrenching Taylor Swift songs in the entire world, and McKay will be like, "Love this beat,"
and you're like, did you just hear what she said? And I'm like, nope.
And I have to replay it for McKay every time. So
I'm that guitar in the back is nice.
So this is great to I love lyrics. I'm a lyric girl.
That's okay. Something I'm gonna talk about later is gonna kind of connect to that.
We keep stealing each other's points. It's so cute. Stop.
Okay,
Stop.
That's the second time we've done. Okay.
For the audio listeners, we're trying to lean in to kiss each other. Thank you. Oh, that's so cringe. I wish he was gone.
Okay, well. Here are the lyrics. I'm going to do both verses and then the chorus. I'm not going to sing it if that's what you think.
I really kind of thought you were for a
No,
second.
I'm just going to read it.
Aw.
All right. So I'm even clearing my throat like I'm going to sing. So it starts by saying, was that KK? No.
I didn't hear him.
Okay, good. It starts off by saying, she'd take the world off my shoulders if it was ever hard to move. She'd turn the rain to a rainbow when I was living in the blue. Why then, if she is so perfect, do I still wish that it was you? Perfect don't mean that it's working, so what can I do? Second verse says, tell me he savors your glory. Does he laugh the way I did? Is this a part of your story? Can you take me seriously, please?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I'm over here, and for audio listeners, she's making a show, and I'm trying to be serious.
I'm not making a show. I'm singing along.
to my words, to my spoken words.
Yeah.
So the second verse is, tell me he savors your glory. Does he laugh the way I did? Is this a part of your story, one that I had never lived? Maybe one day you'll feel lonely, and in his eyes you'll get a glimpse. Maybe you'll start slipping slowly and find me again. So this is the chorus now. Because sometimes I look in her eyes, and that's where I find a glimpse of us. And I try to fall for her touch, but I'm thinking of the way it was. Said I'm fine, said I moved on. I'm only here passing time in her arms, hoping I'll find a glimpse of us.
Oh, I got chills.
Why?
It's so good. It's so
such good writing. It's simple. It's concise.
Dark love song.
It's very strong. So here's what I like about it. This song is about not being content with your life because someone's moved on. He starts off, she's saying, I have this great girl. She'd turn the rain into the rainbow and I was living in blue. She's great. He even describes it as perfect. Joji describes this girl he's with as perfect. But he says, perfect don't mean that it's working. He says, why then if she's so perfect, do I still wish that it was you?
Ooh.
And that's a really specific feeling.
Yeah.
That I think a lot of people relate to. And that's my favorite line is perfect don't mean that it's working.
Yeah.
His situation is great. Sounds awesome. A caring companion who loves you and who you think is perfect, but he doesn't love her. And that's what it comes down to.
So you see yourself as kind of this, like, if you're putting yourself into the song, you're the guy who is with this perfect girl and
or
thinking about
vice versa
someone else.
or whatever.
Because whenever I listen to this song, I always feel like I'm the girl.
Oh, that's so interesting.
And so it's like this heart-wrenching feeling for me to listen to it because I'm like, it's the idea of being in a relationship with a person who thinks that you're perfect but not good enough. Like you're not good enough for them.
See, because I always think of this as if she doesn't know that he feels that way.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool.
Whoa. That's awesome. Wow. And different vibes, different
Yeah.
emotions come from that. That's so cool. So the reason I like the second verse is he's talking about the guy that his ex is with.
Uh-huh.
So there's a bit of like jealousy and like resentment.
Even though he's in a perfectly happy relationship.
I know, right?
Happy, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's in a great relationship, but he still feels jealousy for his ex.
That's real,
And
though.
it's like a sad jealousy.
Yeah.
Because he's like, tell me he savors your glory. Like, I hope you're happy. Like, I hope that he deserves you.
Tell me he savors your glory.
Tell me he
Wow.
savors your glory. Does he laugh
That's a good
at it?
line.
He still respects her and loves her, and he hopes that she is happy, and he hopes that whoever she's with now is living it up because he envies that person. And he's like he better savor your glory.
Dang.
Which is interesting. And so I love the chorus the most. The chorus is just so powerful. He looks in her eyes, and that's where he finds a glimpse of us. And that's where this song goes from like just another like good like chill song to just like, well, there's a little bit of hope that he feels. He finds a glimpse of this old girl and this new girl. And that is either a really sweet thing or a really awful thing.
Oh, you could totally look at it
know
both
what I
ways.
mean?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, like I see this girl I love in this new girl, but I mean, you're taking that current girl for granted. Are you leading her on? And like, there's so many layers to Glimpse of Us. And the next line, and I try to fall for her touch, but I'm thinking of the way it was. he's trying, like he loves this girl, or he doesn't love her, but he thinks she's perfect and she's great. So he's trying to like fall for it. Like he's trying to just like slip and fall into this relationship.
Do you feel like he's trying to like remember his ex, and he's like thinking of this and being like, I hope I'll find someone more like her, or like this is tainting my relationship? Or is he thinking more like, I need to do better for the girl I'm with?
Well, I think that's answered in the next line. I try to fall for her touch, but I'm thinking of the way it was. I don't know if he's trying to fall for her touch. Or I don't know, maybe he's trying to forget about the old girl.
I wonder. I'm not
and he's trying to fall for this new girl's touch, but he just can't shake it.
Yeah.
And then the next line, said I'm fine, said I moved on. I'm only here passing time in her arms. Oh,
brutal.
What a heartbreaking line.
That's what makes me feel like being the girl. Like, you know how, like, that's like every girl, let me speak for all of us. The worst fear is to be with someone who is acting like they love you and they don't all the way.
They're leading you on.
Yeah, they're passing time with you. Can you imagine?
Passing time. And I really like that he says passing time, because when I'm with you and we're hanging out, the clock doesn't exist. Like, I don't think about time because I just adore you. And like, we love spending time together. Excuse me. But he is watching the clock with her. And that is just...
Joji.
It's just heartbreaking. And so I like that you mentioned the girl's perspective, because I never thought about that before. It's like, so, I don't know, is it easy to like sympathize with him and be like, man, that sucks. But like, is he leading her on? Does she know? So I'm glad that you brought up that layer, because I never thought of that before.
Really?
Yeah. So beautiful lyrics, beautiful song. Now melodically, it's in 6/8. And you kind of get this, the verse is kind of somber and one note. She'd take the world off my shoulders. And it's kind of, it kind of pushes along nicely. But in my opinion, once the chorus goes, it kind of rises a little bit, because he's talking about the hope that he sees in her. And the glimpse of us. He's like, because sometimes I look in her eyes, and the melody is building and building. You'll have to listen to it. And he kind of goes, because sometimes I look in her eyes, and it kind of gets bigger, and then it kind of goes back. And that's where I find a glimpse of us. It kind of goes back down.
Interesting.
So he's like, oh, I'm looking in her eyes, and I find a glimpse of us, but it's just a glimpse. So it's kind of cool how the melody kind of plays into it.
I love when artists are like so...
Yeah.
People who make music are so genius.
Yeah. And like, that might not even be intentional.
Yeah.
But it totally works.
It totally works.
And if it is intentional, that's great. And then the same thing happens, and I try to fall for her touch. The melody, I try to fall for her touch. And then, but I'm thinking of the way it was. Then it kind of goes back down. And then said I'm fine, said I moved on, but I'm only here passing time in her arms. It kind of goes back again. Hoping I'll find, and then it stops, a glimpse of us. And then it goes, then it continues.
Ooh.
So you can almost feel yourself looking into her eyes with him.
Yeah.
And you're like, there's the glimpse, and it's gone. And it's back to passing time in her arms.
Because he's trying so hard to be with this perfect girl, and then he sees something that reminds him of his ex.
And
or like,
there it is.
Perfect girl.
Time stops.
Even if that other girl wasn't perfect, she was so unique, like her glory or whatever.
Yeah.
That he just can't like forget it, and he's probably haunted by that. Like, sounds like it.
So the lyrics are great, the melody's great. Now I want to talk about some extra things, little extras.
Yeah.
Have you seen the music video?
No.
The music video is really interesting.
Okay.
It almost, at first you think it doesn't go with the song at all. It's like found footage of like...
Filthy Frank.
Oh, no. It's like found footage on like a camcorder of these group of guys who are just living a reckless, destructive lifestyle. They live in this beaten down house. There's like animals inside their house.
Dogs.
They're eating like cup of noodles, and they put on ski masks every day, and they go and like do crazy things. They light fireworks in the streets, and they go fast. And it's this destructive life cycle. But there's this one character in a yellow jacket that you see scenes of him like breaking up with a girl. There's a girl that says like, I'm done. And he like starts doing like pull-ups to like get out of it. And then it continues with just this destructive lifestyle, and it kind of builds and builds and builds. And you're like, this is cool, but what does it have to do with it? So the song is about never fully being content with your life because of losing someone you love. So is the music video. Those people are living a destructive lifestyle. So is Joji in the song.
Dang.
It's hurting them, and they just kind of go with the motions, and the thing that they can't shake is losing a loved one that they had.
Brutal.
So go check out the video. It's really well edited. It's really something. And especially the juxtaposition of this beautiful piano melody with this crazy, like, destructive video is amazing.
There's nothing in quite like in the world. Well, let me gather my thoughts. Something that I love that so many artists pursue is of course there's so much about love. Like people writing poems about love. And it's 0 BC, you know? Like Christ was there. And so what I'm trying to say is that this feeling of being broken up with, or you breaking up with someone and still like remembering that person even if you are better off, is one of the most potent, tangible feelings in the entire world. Like
I think it's very universal.
I know.
Yeah.
For instance, like McKay and I dated when we were like 16 or something.
Oh, that's true. Oh, this is a good point.
Yeah, and we kind of just stopped talking and stuff, and we dated other people and everything like that. Like we were just kids. And it's like I've never forgot you.
I would think about you ever so often.
Where I was happy with the people I was and stuff, but like sometimes I would think of you and like I would be like, gosh, I loved McKay.
Yeah.
And stuff. And that doesn't mean I loved the people I was with like any less. It probably makes me a bad person, but really you don't forget like some people like that. And we just happen to end up back together, you know?
Yeah.
But it's such a guilty and harrowing and profound feeling.
Yeah. Oh, I'm glad you said that. I think that's what Glimpse of Us is about.
Yeah.
Another thing that I want to mention is there are some versions of this song on YouTube with drums and strings.
You showed that to
They
me.
are amazing. They're really cool. And that's what I was talking about with like instrumental versus lyrics. They sound really cool with like strings and drums. There's this one where the drums only come in on the last verse. It chills. It's so cool.
You're like headbanging.
Yeah.
You're like, this is awesome.
Sometimes I look at her eye and it's like.
I'm like crying in the car seat because all I do is listen to the lyrics. In the car seat? Am I in the car seat?
Little baby.
Playing Candy Crush.
The last thing I want to say is I'm really into like 1930s, 1940s music. I have a Spotify playlist that's called Songs to Listen to While You Write Your Memoirs in Your Study in the 1930s.
No. He just doesn't have that playlist. He's like every night. He's like, hey, Camille, I'm going to go listen to my playlist, Songs to Write Your Memoir to in the 1930s while I'm playing games in there. See ya kind of thing. Like
They're really relaxing. They've got an old school like tank to it. I like Al Boli. I like the ink spots.
He says the whole title every time. This morning he was like, you want to listen to my playlist, Songs to Write Your Memoir to in the 1930s?
Is that so bad? I also have a song called Songs to Ride into the Saloon to, and it's all cowboy songs.
They're good.
Anyway,
They're good.
there's a song on there called Heartaches, and you might know this song. It was in The Shining. It was also, it's by Al Boli, and it was also sampled in Burning Memory. Are you familiar with that album about dementia?
No.
It's crazy. You would love it. I'll show it to you later.
Okay.
But there's a song in there called Heartaches, and there's only one verse, and it says, heartaches, heartaches, my loving you, there are only heartaches. Your kiss was such a sacred thing to me. I can't believe it's just a burning memory. Heartaches, heartaches. What does it matter how my heart breaks? I should be happy with someone new, but my heart aches for you.
Aww.
That's Glimpse of Us. That's 1930s Glimpse of Us.
Cool.
Isn't that cool? So nothing else there other than kind of a cool connection.
You know when Taylor Swift was putting out Red, and I asked you to break up with me so I could like really understand the lyrics?
I have no recollection of that.
Okay.
When was that? When did you ask me that?
That's how I feel. I feel like because I'm in such a happy relationship that I can't like fully
What is
commit.
wrong with you?
So we need to just like divorce really quick so I can like really listen to these songs and then we can get remarried.
Andy and April and Parks and Rec when they're like, let's get divorced so we can get married again.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh man, such good thoughts, McKay. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
I loved what you said about Candy Crush. Candy Crush and Glimpse of Us.
Glimpse of Us. Let me summarize what you said because you do it for me so well.
Okay.
And I'm not as good as it, but I'll try.
You are.
So what I heard from you was that Joji can do both.
That's not exactly what I was trying to get at. But that... Get you a man who can do both. Get you a man who can dress in a pink
Filthy
morph
Frank.
suit and scream at people in the streets of Osaka, Japan.
And get you a man who can write the most heartbreaking, sad little Taylor Swift song in the world.
What I was trying to get at, the point that I was trying to make, is that perfect don't mean that it's working.
So what can I do?
Yeah, just like in the song.
Yeah.
Don't settle.
Do not settle.
Don't settle.
Relationship advice from McKay and Camille.
And not
Don't
even
settle.
not even just in relationships. Like, don't settle. Like,
Yeah.
if you want to like treat yourself.
If you want to play Candy Crush.
Yeah. Work
While
hard.
driving,
Yeah. Work
do it.
hard. Wait. No.
What?
Don't say that.
I won't let that go, will I?
But don't settle. Perfect don't mean that it's working.
Mm-hmm.
And games are for everyone and have fun. And that's it.
Thanks for coming to Gallery.
Thanks for coming to Gallery. Follow us on our socials at Gallery_podcast on everything.
Friend me on Candy Crush. I'm only on level 7. Or wait, 8?
And listen to Joji on. You don't even know. And don't play Candy Crush while you're driving.
And play Candy Crush
No,
while
no,
you're
no, no,
driving.
no, no,
Have a
no,
good
no,
day.
no, no, no.
Bye.